Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome. We started with these beautiful words of Rav Avraham Kook and the beautiful singing of our cantor and beautiful playing of Susan Rosenstein, all of which come together to remind us of the Kanfei Ruach, of the wings of spirit, the wings of song that lift us up at this moment in particular as we join together on Shabbat. We are re-energized, we are lifted up literally by each other's presence, by the spirit that we bring into this place. And so we want to welcome you all as we join together once again for Shabbat. The light of the Shabbat candles reminds us of that spirit, the light that we bring into each other's lives. 2 candles, 2 lights, each coming together to provide light to each other, increasing each other's light. It's what we do for each other, isn't it? And so we're going to invite the Gingold family. I think they're here somewhere. To light the Shabbat candles.
Hello.
Are you here?
Yes, we're here.
Okay. Wonderful. Welcome. Hi.
Yeah.
Good to see you. So we're going to invite Steve and Renee to light the Shabbat candles for us while the cantor leads us. If you have your own candles, please go and light them now as we all welcome Shabbat together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And a happy birthday, belatedly a week. And we will welcome Shabbat, continue to welcome Shabbat with Kabbalat Shabbat, with the singing of Lecha Dodi.
Lecha
If you're already standing, invite you to remain standing. If not, if you are able, we invite you to please rise as we join together in the Baruch Hu.
Come all of you, come all of us, bless the one who blesses. Come all of you, come all of us, bless the one who blesses. Blessed is the blessed one, blessed is the giver of blessing. Blessed is this moment now and every now to come. Blessed is the blessed one. Blessed is the giver of blessing. Blessed is this moment now and every now to come. Come all of you, come all of us. Bless the one who blesses. Come all of you. Come all of us, bless the one who blesses. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Come all of you, come all of us, bless the one who blesses. Come all of you, come all of us, bless the one who blesses.
I give thanks for this moment of prayer and quietness. In it, I can feel the divine presence draw near as I direct my mind toward what matters most to me. I am grateful for the goodness that every morning brings. I know it awaits me if only I will embrace it. No day passes without its wonders, tokens of the love that surrounds me. When I open my eyes, I find beauty and joy before me. When I listen closely, I hear a voice challenging me to grow, to climb upward to an ever higher place of awareness and understanding. And I give thanks for those whom I love and who care for me. They are a treasure beyond price. For all these blessings, I give praise.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. If you're standing, you can find your way to your seat as we join together in words that call us to love. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בהם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך, ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
We come this week to the end of the book of Bamidbar, the end of the book of Numbers. And as you most likely know, when we reach the end of a section of Torah, we offer a blessing. We say, Chazak, Chazak, V'nit Chazek. Be strong, and together we will be strengthened. It is a reminder that our true strength lies in joining our lives together with each other, your strength and my strength, making us stronger together. True freedom is to be found in those moments when we lift each other up, when we can celebrate our freedom together, just as the Israelites did as they made their way out of Egypt, crossed the sea, and continued their journey on to the promised land. It is a journey that we continue to this very day. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. That there is a better place, a promised land. And that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. That there is no way to get from here to there except by joining our hands and marching together. Let's join together in Micha Mocha.
Micha Mocha, Bailim Adonai, Micha Mocha, Nedar
We turn now to the Amidah, to the Tefillah, the prayer, the standing prayer. And we begin with these words that remind us, that pray that the words always that come out of our mouths are words of praise, that we may declare God's praise by the way that we praise each other, by the words we use when we speak with each other, with the way we recognize the godliness of each other. So if you are able, we invite you to please rise where you are. If not, it's okay to remain seated. And we will continue first with these words and then silently with the words of the Avot and Givorot and Kedusha and onward, the words on our screen, or with the words and meditations of your own hearts. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. As we turn to our prayer for healing, we pause to ask for the healing of all those suffering illness in this most difficult and challenging moment. Those suffering physical illness indeed, that they may find complete and full healing, but those suffering the illness of mind and spirit as well, that they may also find a refuah shlema, a full and complete healing. And before we join together in the words of our prayer, I would invite you, if you would like, to unmute yourself and to share with us the names of those for whom you are praying for their healing this Shabbat. Of course, you may also use our chat box as well to enter the names of those for whom you are praying.
Al Sandoval's mom, Josh Mills, Morley Feinstein.
Ruben and Eileen Schwartz, Chloe Conway, Amalia McGibbon.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Morley Feinstein.
Rabbi Morley, Dr. Nan Zaitlin, Josh Mills, Freda Vieira, Ruth Ginsburg.
Sandra Collard, Leslie Kurtz, Morley Feinstein.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg and my close friend Monis. Jack Gator, my father-in-law, and Rabbi Feinstein.
Thank you. We continue to enter names into our chat box as we listen to the words of Misha Berach.
So it's my pleasure in this moment, in this special moment, to invite someone who I've become very, very fond of, and someone who I'm incredibly proud of, Carly Moore, to share a few words with us. Carly has been a member of our Intro to Judaism class, and Carly's going to share a little bit about her journey with you. I'm going to try and find her. I had her just a second ago. There she is. And Carly, thank you so much for being with us this evening, and we're looking forward to hearing your message.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I just want to say thanks so much for inviting me to share my statement with you all. And also just to give a quick shout out to my future family who's on the line. They're dialing in from Maryland and Delaware. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and get started and share my statement. I was raised in a quiet country town in northeastern Pennsylvania, the kind of place that honors hard work, modest livings, and a strong sense of faith. Most of my early childhood centered around our church, a small United Methodist congregation. My family and I were quite active in our church and local community, but as my brothers and I grew up, we attended less and eventually not at all. I don't remember questioning it that much because while I enjoyed the routine of going to church, I found myself feeling disconnected to my faith, even at a young age. So after we stopped going to our church so frequently, my parents sat us down to tell us that we should believe what we want to believe. They wanted us to feel supported in our own spiritual journeys. Although I was only 11 or 12 at the time, I felt liberated to discover who I was as an individual. As I got older, I repeatedly found myself soul searching for what the truth meant to me. I would ask myself, what makes sense? Will I find a faith that makes me feel safe and supported, yet accepts my tendency to question and challenge? While admittedly never having met a Jewish person before, I found myself flirting with the idea of Judaism, but at the time, I wasn't sure why or how to pursue the idea, given that the closest synagogue was over 60 miles away from my hometown. Two things I knew for certain were that I wanted to learn more about myself by experiencing something different, and that if I was ever going to find a spiritual community outside of Christianity, it would be after I moved away. For me, college was my first real chance at experiencing Judaism. Many of my friends there were Jewish and included me in weekly Shabbat dinners and holiday celebrations. It was great exposure for someone like me to learn about Jewish culture and traditions. It helped me broaden my perspective and reinforce my natural draw to Judaism. I admired the bond and togetherness that my Jewish friends had with one another and found that the rituals were so beautiful. I wanted to know more. After graduation, when I felt really ready to take my interest in Judaism a step further, I like to think that I began my journey of true self-discovery 7 years ago when I packed up my 2006 Toyota Corolla and I made the cross-country trek to Los Angeles, California. Like many other 20-somethings who migrated to LA in pursuit of their dreams, I wasn't entirely sure what I was doing 3,000 miles away from home. I was alone in a new city without my family or friends for the first time in my life. Though afraid and oftentimes regretful of my decision to move so far away, I knew that deep inside me I was seeking this move to grow my knowledge of the world and experience who I truly was. I know my voluntary pilgrimage to sunny California does not at all compare to the thousands of years of wandering and persecution that the Jewish people had to face, but this leap of faith reminds me of the Jewish experience and the customs that have grown out of that to help Jews feel connected to one another. Shortly after I moved, I found a great group of friends who just so happened to be Jewish. They included me in Shabbat dinners and celebrations. They answered a lot of my questions and shared their stories about growing up Jewish. Shortly after, I met and I fell in love with a very nice Jewish boy, Max Simon. Early into dating, I knew I felt seriously about Max, and I was very open with him about my interest in conversion, which when the time came for us to talk about our future, the decision to pursue conversion classes came very easily. We had the privilege to join Cantor Shapiro each Tuesday night for the Introduction to Judaism class at University Synagogue. I was so excited to learn more about Jewish culture and theology. The class gave me so much more perspective and a deeper understanding of the beautiful rituals, the rich history, and the stories of survival that I love and admire so much. Over the course of the class, I began to notice how our lives started to feel more Jewish. I found myself placing my hand on the mezuzah before entering our door after a long day of work, learning how to bake loaves of challah for Shabbat, and reciting prayers with more ease and confidence. Max and I were getting more involved in University Synagogue as well. We started to feel more comfortable attending services, and we had a really great time volunteering with Tikkun Olam through their Safe Parking LA initiative. I could see my interest expanding and the entryways and learning different aspects of Jewish life increasing. Many people like me identify with Jewish life, appreciate the culture, and admire the stories of Jewish survival. I've always felt this special connection through my friends and now partner, and for the first time, I've been able to embrace this truly for myself as a convert and not as an outsider looking in. I respect and admire how vast and diverse this community can be in terms of beliefs and values, yet still be considered part of the collective one. This understanding alone helped me feel at home in this religion, as it is such a different perspective from the conservative one that I had grown up with. By choosing to become a member of the Jewish people, I am dedicated to the future of Judaism by connecting myself to its history as best as I can to keep traditions alive. I look forward to continuing my Jewish learning so that I can pass it on to my children someday. As a new member of this beautiful religion, I'm committed to living a Jewish life, one that I will not take for granted. I'm excited to make a lifelong pact toward learning and social justice. I'm excited to experience Judaism in my upcoming nuptials through the eyes of my children and the many beautiful milestones that honor our lives. I want to teach my children about the beauty and significance of Tikkun Olam, as I strongly believe that it is our duty to leave the world better than we found it. I'm committed to doing my part to make sure these beliefs, which have always been a part of me, are an active part of my faith and my life. Overall, this process has made me realize that conversion has not changed me, it's expanded me. Converting has helped me discover the part of my identity that I thought was missing has actually been here all along. It's validated who I truly am and what I've always known to be. I am Jewish. Thank you.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yes. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Mazel tov.
Simon and Carly, Mazel Tov.
Mazel tov.
Maximum.
So in a moment, we're going to have an opportunity to send some blessings to Carly through something new we're going to try tonight. But I wanted to give the cantor a chance to share some words first.
I'm going to try and, I have you spotlighted, Rabbi, and I need to find myself now.
Yeah.
Here I am.
One spot. There. Thank you.
Hineni. I just want to recognize what a very, very special moment this is. And Carly, I know this moment is special for you, and Max, for you as well. I'd like to focus on how special this is for the Jewish people. To have you as a member of the Jewish people truly makes us greater. You have taken this on with such earnestness and sincerity and depth of not just study, but of truly engaging in Na'aseh v'nishma. So we shall do it, and then we shall understand. And I think you really understood the value of experiencing the beauty of Judaism in order to make it your own. May that be an unfolding process for you that continues for years and years and years as you and Max build your Jewish home together. And I'm going to ask everyone to unmute one more time, and may we all say Amen.
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 Mazel tov.
Mazel
Mazel
tov.
tov.
Mazel tov. Amen.
Mazel tov.
So we're going to try something that's going to challenge your technical skills at the moment. So you'll see a link in the chat box, or you can go to this, what you see on your screen as well, and type in those numbers. And we're going to try to create a Word document, a pane of blessings for Carly. So if you click on that link, it will take you to a page where you can type in some words of blessing, and then we'll watch it. Hopefully, God willing, we're going to watch it grow together. Oh my gosh, there it is. Look at that.
There it is. That's great. How'd you do that?
Keep adding more.
Ooh, look at it go.
Yes.
Really well.
I love this. Thank you so much.
So technical.
Wonderful, beautiful. We're watching the blessings grow. So Carly, as that's happening, let me just share a couple of words as people continue to put their blessings and for you into this box as well. How appropriate on this Shabbat. I go back to the words that we say when we come to the end of a book of Torah, Chazak, Chazak v'nit chazek. We are stronger together, and you have added to our strength by joining the Jewish people, by joining your journey, the journey of your life, to all of our journey together. And it's appropriate as well that in a different context, the Torah portion this week talks about places of sanctuary. And certainly you have found that place of sanctuary here, and will create a place of sanctuary through all that you do to bring your blessings not only to the Jewish community, but continue to bring them to the world as well. So welcome. Thank you. It's wonderful to have you and to welcome you in at this precious moment. And we're going to switch back. You can keep putting blessings in. We'll be able to save that, Carly, and send that to you. I think. Hopefully. Cantor?
So this is one of the moments where we really miss being in your physical presence. If we were together, I would like to wrap you inside of talit so that you could feel the embrace of the community that you have chosen to join. So instead, I'm going to just ask you to imagine that embrace and all of us embracing you as we welcome you officially. It's the final step of your process as you've entered the Jewish people. And we will close that moment with this blessing, the priestly benediction, which, as you learned in class, is one of the oldest blessings of our people and was given to the Jewish people by the Kohanim in the temple in Jerusalem when the temple stood. So has been blessing our people for ages and ages. And let's all be blessed by your decision. Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you, Carly, and always watch over you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
And may the light of God's divine presence, which shines so brightly from you, continue to bless you, continue to grace your journey through life.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yaseim lecha shalom.
And may God's countenance continue to be lifted towards you, blessing you with the greatest of God's gifts, the greatest of gifts, the gift of shalom, the gift of wholeness, and the gift of peace.
Ken Yehi Ratzon. May it
Ken
be
Yehi
so.
Ratzon. Mazel Tov. So, even as we welcome in this moment, we welcome a new month in the coming week as well. We will enter on Wednesday, the month of Av, 2 months left in 5780. And so we pray, our God and God of our ancestors, may the new month bring us goodness and blessing. May we have long life, peace, prosperity, a life exalted by love of Torah and reverence for the divine, a life in which the longings of our hearts are fulfilled for good. Rosh Chodesh Av Yihya B'Yom Revi'i, the new month of Av, will begin on Wednesday.
May it be your will, God, my God, and God of my ancestors, that the coming month bring us peace, full life and blessing. May the promise of your new moon fill us with well-being. Guide us as we grow, making us complete.
May it be your will, God my God, and God of my ancestors, that the coming month bring us peace, whole life and blessing. May the promise of your new moon fill us with well-being. Guide us as we grow, making us complete. May it be your will, God my God, and God of my ancestors, that the
ניסים לאבותינו, מי שעשה ניסים לאמותינו, מי שעשה ניסים לאבותינו, מי שעשה ניסים לאמותינו.
As we continue to learn from Torah, each time we turn to its words and its wisdom, each time we join together and celebrate such precious moments, so much of what happens in this world is on us. It is on us to create the world we want, to participate in the process of tikkun olam, whether that is just taking care of our own little world, our own place in it, or something larger. It is always on us. We are reminded of that each time we join together in the words of Aleinu. And so if you are able, I invite you to please rise where you are, and we will join together in these words. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol. Aleinu, it is on us to bow in praise before God as a sign of reverence and perhaps submission. It is on us to bend our knees only in reverence for life and only for submission to that which is good.
Aleinu, it is on us. Our sages teach that the angels have no knees. Their legs do not bend. They do not need knees because their entire purpose is to stand tall before God in service. But we are not these kinds of angels. We bend under the weight on our shoulders. We let this twisted world twist us into knowing that our service to God comes not only in the form of thoughts and prayers, but in the form of action.
Aleinu, it is on us. Va'anachnu korim. We bend at the knee. Umistachavim. We bend at the waist. Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim. We stand straight before God. Hakadosh Baruch Hu. We who are made in God's image must be holy because God is holy. So we rise to repair this very broken world. We stand straight because we can. We stand up because we must.
Aleinu, it is on us. We bend our knees before the God of love, in devotion and in disruption, in protest and in praise. From shame to shlemut, wholeness, we rise before the God of truth, to march and to move, to bend this broken arc toward justice.
Aleinu, it is on us. Bent knees are for showing reverence, prostrate in peaceful protest, to prepare us for moving, to prepare us for marching. Bent knees are not for killing. God did not make knees or any other part of us for that. Aleinu, it is on us.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We turn now to a moment of memory, of remembrance, as we remember those whose shoulders we stand upon, those who are part of the strength that we share, of the strength that we take into this world. We join their strength with ours because indeed, in their memory, we too are stronger. We remember first those who have died in recent days, whose families are in the period of Shiva or Shloshim, the first 7 or 30 days of mourning. We remember J. Daniel Hertz, father of Abby and David, grandfather of Mara and Judah. We remember Rosia Nickberg, wife of Elliot, mother of Adina and Jerry, grandmother of Julie, and cantor Stephen Scher. And we call to mind as well those whose yahrzeit, the anniversary of their passing, falls on this Shabbat. We remember Naim Afari, Samuel Bihar, Frida Berlant, Ernest Brook, Lillian Cook, Eve Ferkel, Harry Gable, Dorothy Gold, Lillian Gottschalk, Genya Gross, Jacob Hecht, Benjamin Ish, Ruth Jacobs, Alfred Kromolowski, Emery Lefkowitz, Jack Levine, Marilyn Malkin, Harris Mann, Ruth Needleman, Michael Ormiston, Monir Pir Nazar, Sarah Rev, Seymour Rogovin, Robert Rosenthal, Edward Ross, Reba Sardell, Muriel Shoishet, Gussie Sobolski, George Sobolski, Carol Shassid, Marjorie Cherry Ferrari Spitaleri, Ida Werlin, and Margaret Bilstetter Brook. Of them we say Zichronam Livracha. May their memories be always a source of abundant blessing. As we join together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divrach yirutei v'amlich malchutei. V'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'vizman kariv imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mavorach le'olam ul'amei almaya. V'yitparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei kudsha b'reichu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all the bereaved among us. And we say, Amen. If you have a Kiddush cup, I invite you to raise it now as we give thanks for all of the sweet blessings that we share in our life, that we share together as community on this Shabbat. Join with us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uv'ratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron l'masei v'reishit, ki hu yom techila l'mikrae kodesh, zeicher litziat Mitzrayim. Ki vanu v'charta, ve'otanu kidashta, Mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'beratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat.
L'chaim. Shabbat shalom.
And if you have a challah, put your challah up. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom. So we lost this week, as we mentioned, as we were saying, Kaddish, cantor Stephen Scher. I was blessed in 1980 to serve as a song leader at Olansang Ruby Union Institute, otherwise known as Osrui, which is the Reform Movement summer camp in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. It was an awesome experience in every sense of the word. First of all, it's a marvelous, wonderful place, but there was also a sense as a song leader there in particular that you were standing on the shoulders of giants. Olansang Ruby was, of course, the first home of Debbie Friedman, but not Debbie alone, but many others who were so central to the transformation of Jewish music in the early 1970s, including cantor Stephen Scher. Among those who was among those giants, cantor Scher passed away in recent days, but his music and his blessings will live on in the beautiful music that he shared with us. Cantor?
So I also had the chance to get to know Steve really well after I graduated from cantorial school. Our pulpits were very close to one another. And rabbis and cantors do this wonderful thing when a rabbi or a cantor takes a new pulpit. Usually colleagues in the area will reach out and invite that person out. And Steve was the first person when I took my new pulpit to reach out to me and to offer guidance and care and support. And I took him up on it. And as Rabbi Lutz shared with us, I was so lucky because not only was he a loving, caring colleague and truly just a mensch of a man, he also was an extraordinarily talented musician. We know him for this Dodi Lee that I hope you'll sing along with me from your homes. This is a song that we often sing at Shabbat, but it's also sung oftentimes for brides as they walk down the aisle. But we know him as a folk musician, many of us. I think it's really important to, as we remember him, also to remember that he was an extraordinary classical musician as well, and with the biggest heart that there was. And he will greatly be missed. And as Rabbi said, he will live on through his music that he leaves as a legacy. Dodi li v'ani lo haroeh b'shoshanim. Dodi li mizot ola min hamidbar. Mizot ola min hamidbar. Dodi li v'ani lo haroeh b'shoshanim. Dodi li mekuteret mor ulevona, mor ulevona. Dodi li, Dodi li v'ani lo haroeh b'shoshanim.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat.
Just some things happening at the University Synagogue this week, all of which, of course, you can find on our website, links and information about all of these events, as well as at You at Home. Invite your participation in these and so many that are coming up in the next few days and in the coming weeks as well. So feel free to unmute yourself and wishing Mazel Tov to Carly once again, and Shabbat Shalom to each other as well.
Shabbat Shalom.
The Max.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.